Hey, what's up, YouTube fans? So recently I made a video uh deconstructing the Kalam cosmological argument. I would say I refuted that argument. And I actually got a lot of views on that video, right? And on this video I wanted to talk about something closely connected to that argument, the question of whether or not time needs a beginning. I didn't actually make an opinion on that video. I don't think that, in order for us to debunk the Kalam cosmological argument, we don't actually need to demonstrate that time can go back forever, even if we say that time does need a beginning. The Kalam cosmological argument can still be debunked based on the reasons that I gave in the other video. But what I wanted to talk about on this video, really just for the hell of it, just because I find it interesting, is why I am not convinced that time does need a beginning. I think that time very well might have a beginning, but I also think that it very well might go back infinitely with no beginning, right? And there are a few arguments that people will commonly make in defense of the view that time must have a beginning. But I wanted to talk about why I do not find either of these arguments persuasive. So one argument is that people will say that the Big Bang shows that time needs a beginning. But that is actually a misconception, that people will think that the Big Bang shows that time began about 13.8 billion years ago. But that is actually not required by the Big Bang. There are some models of the Big Bang, such as eternal inflation, which allow for time to go back before 13.8 billion years ago. The Big Bang does not actually require that be the beginning of time, right? So that's a misconception. And then another argument for why time must have a beginning, which I used to find persuasive, but I no longer do, and I want to explain why, is that people will say that if time went back forever, the present time that we find ourselves in now never could have come to exist, because there will be an eternity preceding it, and so we could never, the present could never come to be, because there will be an infinite amount of time that would first have to happen. And so we would never get to the present, and yet we find ourselves here in the present, and so therefore time must have a beginning. So the thing is, the concept of past, present, and future, these are relative concepts, right, with no basis in objective reality. Anyone who finds themselves in a particular time would consider that time to be the present, right? But it says nothing about objective reality, right? Past, present, and future, they're constructs of human language, right? Which are relative, right? With no objective basis, right? And so even the concept of it being a time, how we'll say that it is this time, that's a relative statement that says nothing about objective reality, right? For anyone who finds themselves in a particular time, they would say that that's the time that it is, right? but that says nothing about objective reality, right? Right now, I would consider the day that I find myself in to be today, and I would consider tomorrow to be tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes, I'll consider that today, and I'll consider today yesterday. But the times themselves are not objectively different. The times themselves, in an objective sense, there's nothing different, right? And so these are relative concepts. To say that it is a time, that's a relative concept, right? And regardless of if time has a beginning or goes back forever, each time could have preceding times that allowed for the time, right? No matter if time goes back forever, each individual time could still have preceding times that allowed for that time to come, for that time to exist, right? And so when we remove the illusion of past, present, and future existing in any objective sense, right, rather than just being relative concepts, right, we find that it isn't actually logically necessary for time to have a beginning. All right, that's all for now. See you guys.